Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today at RIEC LLC Business Services, a business consultation agency originating from the Pacific Northwest region of the United States. In today's interview, we have a special guest, Mr. Josh Ramsey from Rally Designs. Hey, Josh, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So first of all, thank you for joining our interview services today. We'd like to go ahead and ask you a couple questions for ourselves and the audience when it comes to who you are, a little bit about yourself, as well as your company, Rally Designs, which is a 3D printing service.
Correct. Thank you for having me.
All right, so what is your background?
So my background is that I've been in the Navy for 9 years. I have little experience with designing, but I pick up things pretty quickly. So I went ahead and I started doing my own research and I caught on and just went with it.
Got it, got it. Now, most service members don't know or realize that they can invest their time outside of their duties and obligations to get good at something or to study something and then create their own freelance ventures. One of the biggest things that I've noticed is not only have you started your own venture, but it has taken off very fast. So, what experience do you have in business and entrepreneurship?
So actually, when I was younger, I always had that entrepreneurial spirit. And so I always had those aspirations to start my own business. And my first business I always wanted to start was actually a restaurant. And I mocked up a little thing with some classmates, and we thought of all these ideas. It did not come to fruition. But nonetheless, then in high school, I went ahead and I sold refurbished iPod Touches and iPhones with a fellow classmate and made a decent amount of profit on Craigslist through there. And then whenever I went ahead and decided to go ahead and start up a shop, that was actually my wife's idea to actually go ahead and start selling the designs that I was making.
Got it. What would you say is one of the greatest challenges you had faced being an active duty service member full time and capitalizing on your own venture?
So for that, I think that the biggest thing is just coming down to maintaining time and just working with the little time that I did have in my off time, trying to balance family life with my two daughters and my wife, and then also with work, and just trying to make time more valuable.
Got it. So one of your biggest friction points was time management and the allocation of resources. If you don't mind me asking, can we emphasize a little more about what Rally Designs operates as, what kind of products and services it brings to the public, and what kind of machinery do you use?
So as far as the machinery goes, I just use regular FDM 3D printer, which is just a printer that essentially lays down a layer upon a layer upon a layer and slowly builds up a product. And through that, going into what it actually provides. So you can do prototyping, you can do personalized gifts, and one thing that has really taken off is actually TV show and movie props. Those are my biggest sellers right now.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. How long would you say you've been doing this?
So I actually purchased the printer about 1 year ago after the birth of my second daughter, and so I've been doing it for approximately 12 months now.
That's good, especially with the amount of coverage that you've received on multiple social media websites. Which would you say would be the most prominent social media website that you've received good results from?
So actually it was through Reddit, and that was because there are a lot of subreddits on there, and I was searching through and I wound up on the Witcher subreddit, and I went ahead and I posted a picture of the knuckle dusters that I had a design for. That's actually designed by Hex 3D, and I went ahead and I showcased that on Reddit, and I got about 1,600 upvotes on that one. And then actually on another subreddit, I had 1,500 upvotes on that one. So from that, I think I had approximately 20 to 25 sales just from those subreddits.
Wow. That's incredible that you had that conversion rate as fast as you did and at the quantity that you had. There is one thing I did want to ask you, Josh, and it's with the recent COVID pandemic going on, I do know that your small business took a turn and capitalized on an opportunity to help people other than yourself and other than your business. Can you expand on that?
Absolutely. Yes, actually, with the whole COVID-19 dilemma that we're going through, I went ahead and I got linked up with some locals who were in the area who also had 3D printers, and they also had the inspiration to go ahead and start helping those in need, especially those on the front line, our healthcare workers and our first responders. And one of the biggest things that they need right now is actually the face masks, the face shields, which actually can be printed relatively quickly and then also outsourced and sent out to anywhere you need. I think as of last night, I believe they've actually delivered over 8,000 face shields. And personally, I've sent some to family members who are in New York, and they are nurses and nurse practitioners and doctors, and they went ahead and they have been using that on the daily. And then actually I have a few members of the military who actually reached out to me, and I actually sent some out to Guam not too long ago as well.
Wow, that is a wide range of exposure that your business has happened to achieve in such a short amount of time. The selfless acts that you've conducted has allowed you to network not only between your customer base and local hospitals, but on top of that, the fellow printers in the region. And that's going to play out in long term when it comes to your company's history, and it'll be exciting to watch down the line. What direction will you be taking your business in the next 5 years?
So for the next 5 years, I plan on expanding the amount of printers that I have. Currently, I had to actually purchase my third one through a crowdfunding on Kickstarter, and that one should be here probably in about August or September. And the reason for that is because I plan on going to local areas at my next duty station, which is going to be in Hawaii, and seeing what they need for the seeing what they need as possibly prototypes or just things in the area that would be a necessity. And so for there, I plan on doing that. And then also I know that because of the props for movies and television shows, those do very, very well. Currently, that's where I'm going to be putting forth my effort, is learning the art of airbrushing and working on how to actually create all those props for those shows.
All right, Mr. Josh Ramsey, thank you so much for your time and Rally Designs and participating in today's interview session. For those of you listening and watching, if you'd like to go ahead and learn about marketing services or any business-related services with RIEC LLC, you can contact us at 360-731-0729 or RIEC2019@AOL.com. Also, if you're interested in coordinating or collaborating with Mr. Josh Ramsey, you can utilize the following phone number at 951-406-9944 or reach out to him by looking up Rally Designs on Etsy or the Instagram. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining RIEC LLC Business Services.